flow, Pinot Grigio, on a litty boat. Where your baby go? This nigga gotta find a Nemo.
Yes.
Here we go. Say she need a poke. I got a big ego. Why you toying with me? Calico. This nigga funny, mo. Better finish your honeycomb. Selection pieces from a unknown. Always hovering above my dome. Like me and my brother, though. Try to be modest, but I got it honestly. Nigga been putting in work. You gotta acknowledge that woman beside you when she put pull on the skirt. Demographic of the people thinking that it's heaven after what we need. Whatever happening to me, we might never actually agree. We spitting knowledge in degrees. Revealing minds in the dream. No wonder we building pies with a team. As the realest guys in the scene.
Come on.
You know what I mean? The ancestors don't play about me. One blood, one blood, one blood. I suggest you keep the energy from around me. One blood, one blood.
Put your nines up, let's go.
The ancestors don't play about me. One blood, one blood, one blood. I suggest you keep the energy from around me. One blood, one blood, one blood, one blood.
Let's go.
Electric slide across the galaxy. Peanut butter, Wale, Pele, leather fit so magically.
Smash that like button, smash that heart button, and subscribe. Let's go.
Most importantly, to my ancestors as they rest in peace. Connect with my peeps as I speak life through these melodies. What can I say? So long way from catching felonies. Just trying
This
to get
that joint right here.
That be my therapy. In the shade, pink lemonade cigar, that energy. Rest in pieces to every one of my foes and my frenemies. I hear your little chats in case you think it don't get back to me. I
can't wait to drop this for y'all either. Let's go.
Headshot, you and your boys, we call that the Kennedy.
The ancestors don't play about me. One blood, one blood, one blood. I suggest you keep the energy from around me. One blood, one blood, one blood, one blood.
Yes.
The ancestors don't play about me. One blood.
Make sure y'all share y'all groups right now.
I suggest you keep the energy
Yes.
from around me. One blood, one blood, one blood.
Think big, bitch.
You know, you want me like flex. Straight.
Yes.
Straight. No weakness.
We don't do weakness. We do muscle.
Look at that.
Flexing. You gotta work on it. This. Yeah. If y'all feeling this song, man, we're gonna drop this later on, man. Y'all ready for that? Y'all ready for that drop? Let me know. That song is called One Blood. That's gonna be on a new project. You know what I'm saying? We're going big this time. We're going big this time. No games. No games. Hey, listen, man. Let's get the vibes right before we go any further. I appreciate everybody for being on this morning. You are here with me tomorrow. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me this morning. Make sure y'all smash that like and heart button right now. Let's go. Oh my God. Let's do that again. Yes. Activate, right? Let's go. So let's shout out the first 9. Before we get started, let's shout out the first 9. First 9 people to log on. We had Sonia Sunshine first on. 8:49, she was in the building. Tia Hamilton, we have in the building. We also have Oshi So Fly at number 3. John Miles at number 4. African DNA at number 5. We had Deja Kelly at number 6. Shout out to Brother Oliver. At number 7, we have Ascend 444 in the building. Number 8, we have African DNA. And at number 9, but certainly not least, we got my cousin with Fitness at number 9. Made the cut, number 9. Fine numbers. Make sure y'all smash that like and heart button right now. Let's get the algorithm going. Today we're going to be talking about breaking these habits, man. Breaking habits, forming new habits. I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. to you guys, hopefully be helpful to you guys on how to, teach old dog new tricks, right? As you get older, it gets a little bit more difficult to break bad habits and to form new ones. This is just a part of life. And, I know the age demographic of those who watch this feed is in between, their late teens up into, the late 60s. So, we're very, very eclectic here in the Lighthouse. So I do want to talk about this a little bit. I do have some experience in this as one who does many, many different talents, as you may have witnessed, many different things. So I always have a habit of forming and breaking new habits. Always been like that my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I'll pick things up, put things down, depending on take what serves me, what doesn't serve me, we put it away, right? Major key as far as elevation. So what I want to talk about today is mainly like, I know some of you guys are probably looking to lose weight, right? So we're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about health, right? I know many of you are getting into that space, right? Where this is one of the habits either you want to form or you want to get better at. So this is one of the example that I'm going to sit on today, just for an example, right? But this can be used in many different parallel universes. But just let's say, you're just trying to lose weight, you're trying to get right, right? Trying to get right, or you're trying to just get active, not even necessarily lose weight, but maybe you want to gain weight, maybe you just want to work out, right? Form a new habit, right? So let me tell you something. When I was growing up in high school, when I was coming up, one of the things that I noticed, I was very, very athletic, and one of the things that I noticed while I was in high school is that the kids who didn't participate in gym, right? I was one of those who was always got an A, straight A's in gym. Course, right? You like to play. Kids like to play. But in any case, I was one of those kids who loved gym. And I noticed, like, as I got older, in my late 20s, 30s, I started to notice the kids who didn't participate in gym, like the cool kids, the ones who just stood on the side, right? Or the ones who, had boyfriends and girlfriends early and they just, like, gym was like the cut class, right? I noticed, like, a lot of them, the majority of them, as I got older, right? Their health faded a lot quicker. They aged a lot quicker than I did. I noticed that a lot of them are now trying to get into a healthy lifestyle or a healthy living. And what I get from that is mostly it's because they're concerned about their health at the age that they're in right now. Mainly because at growing up, right, health wasn't a concern for them, right? Health was not something that they thought about in young age. At a young age, you feel invincible, you feel immortal, you feel like you can do whatever, right? And being healthy is something that's far down the line. It's not something that concerns you. But then as you get older, right, you start to realize, health is kind of vital for me to stay alive, right? Healthy practices, the things that I do is kind of crucial for me to sustain my vitality. So as time goes on, people start to delve as they get older, start getting into family or relationships and all that good stuff. And you realize your energy, the energy that you have is very, very important. Your ability to show up and show out, super important, right? And you don't, like I always tell you, you don't do good unless you feel good, right? So many of us are trying to, to delve into this practice now, right? And we're trying to form this habit of working out and staying consistent, right? And this works with anything, whatever that you're dealing with, right? Whatever you're dealing with in your job, trying to start a new business, whatever it is, you're trying to form a new habit, right? That could be beneficial to you, right? So what I noticed is that there are several things that you need to do to form a habit, to be consistent in forming that habit. The thing about a habit, right? Habit and consistency go hand in hand, right? A habit is not something that happens once, right? If you get up and you do 10 push-ups, you're not going to lose 30 pounds today, right? That's just not going to happen, right? So consistency is a factor here, right? You have to be doing what you're doing regularly. You just can't do it once a month, twice a month, right? And think you're going to yield the results. It's something that you have to be consistent at every single day, right? It has to be on your mind. You have to eat, sleep, defecate what it is that you're trying to do in order for you, especially at this age when you're getting up into your 30s and your 40s and you're settled in your ways, to try and learn something new, right? So here's the thing. When you're starting a new habit, right, it may not start off looking like this, right? In most cases, it's not, right? You may not be able to jump right to the waistbands and start doing all, right? Your beginning stages might not look like this. I know y'all see some of these women and they looking super fit, super healthy, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I got to get there. You know what I'm saying? Let me jump right into this, right? It might not look like this in the beginning, right? One of the best things that you could do in the beginning, first and foremost, if you're trying to start a new habit, is focus on one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time, right? Don't try to jump right into the elite stuff and multiple things. I got to get my dumbbells. I got to get my punch. I got to get all this. Focus on one thing at a time and get good at it, right? What does that one thing look like? It might not be the workout. Major key. Watch this. The workout might not be the one thing you need to get good at. The one thing you might need to get good at is setting an alarm clock. It might not be what you think it is. Your problem, your issue might not be the actual function of doing the job, right? It might actually be something else that's preventing you from being able to form a new habit. Some of y'all just don't know how to show up. That's the first rule. You got to show up. Take one thing at a time. Do you know how to get up in the morning, right? And get busy? Do you know how to get up in the morning and get busy? Some people, right? They've never seen Jamaar Milton live. They only watch the replay. They can't get up at 9 o'clock. Consistently? Oh no. Oh no. Family, do you know what I have to do before I get here and I sit here before you at 9 a.m.? I'm up well before any of you. My kids, I'm getting them up. Today is my son Judah's birthday, by the way. Shout out my firstborn son, Judah. Today is his 6-year-old birthday. Shout out to Judah. Before any of y'all get up, I'm already up. I'm getting babies together, changing diapers. Let's talk about it. This is the stuff that y'all don't talk about, what black men actually do in the morning. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm getting babies ready for school, right? And for babysitters so I can do and make my living, right? That's what's happening in the morning before anything happens, right? People look at my success and they think like it just happened like overnight. People look at my success and they think, oh, maybe it was just luck. But you know, my boy La told me a couple of days ago. He said, "Yo, I never seen you sleep before. The first time I saw you sleep was at the hotel." He said, "That's the only time I've ever seen you sleep was at the hotel when we went away." You know what I'm saying? Because I'm programmed to get my behind up, right? Early. When the sun is rising, I'm getting my behind up. I'm getting my kids ready, right? First and foremost, before I do anything, I drop to the floor and I'm doing my push-ups. I'm doing my calisthenics. First and foremost, before anything, self-preservation is key, right? While everybody else is asleep in the house, I'm consistently every day. You understand? Before anything starts. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need to wear a watch, any of that, right? I don't need to do that because I've been doing it for so long, right, that I'm programmed. I don't feel well if I'm not doing that. You see what I'm saying? I don't feel good because I'm already in the habit. You understand? This stuff doesn't happen overnight. By the time y'all log on, all the stuff that was already done. See what I'm saying? Already done. I already done set up my computer, set up my pictures, everything that y'all need to see, right? All that's happening before you, because I don't get my downloads until the night. Like, this is not happening last night. I don't prepare my lessons the night before. You understand? I get my download that night. So all this stuff is going on before we even get here. See what I'm saying? Habits. And it gets easier the longer you do it, the more you do it. It gets, right? You perpetuate this, right? So in the beginning, when you first start, you're going to have to take it one step at a time. Figure out what is your vice, right? What is preventing you from being able to form these habits and to be consistent? Because that's going to be the key to your uprising, is your consistency, right? How well you can do this back to back to back. How long can you sustain this, right? Because the longer you sustain it, the higher you're going to elevate, right? The longer you sustain it. So now, some of you might say, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You might not be able to do it by yourself. For some of you, it might not look like this in the beginning. For most of you, it's not going to look like this in the beginning. For most of you, it's probably going to look like this. It's probably going to look like this, right? You need a buddy. You need an accountability partner. Major key. Major key. You might not be able to approach it alone. You might need a buddy system. For some of y'all, it might look like this in the beginning. See what I'm saying? Now, I'm at a point where I don't need somebody to spot me. I don't need somebody to coach me. I don't need somebody to tell me why, because I've been doing it for so long, the habit is formed. But for those of you who are just starting, you might need an accountability partner. Somebody to work out with you, somebody to keep you motivated, somebody to remind you of your charge. Right? Remind you of your charge. What does that mean? That means you got to have somebody around you that actually got love for you. Somebody who cares. If you're talking about forming a new habit, right, you might not be able to go at it alone, right? Your struggle might be support, finding people that's going to support. Yes, finding people that's going to follow up with you, right? Did you do your workout today? Did you eat right today? What did you eat today? For some of you, it's your significant other. For some of you, the people that you have closest to you are the ones that are holding you back. They could care less about your goals. You ever be on a diet, like, yeah, we go, you know what I'm saying? And the person come around you and they got the McDonald's in your face and, they got the ribs in your face. They pop up with the bacon, egg, and cheese and you trying to get right. You see what I'm saying? So for some of you, it's not the actual act of the habit that you're trying to fulfill. It's first and foremost putting yourself in the right environment to grow. You gotta get yourself out of the environment that made you sick in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not all the things that come with it. See? It's a lot more to this. Put yourself in the right space, in the right environment so that you can grow. Get from around those frequencies and vibrations that are preventing you to do this. Right? A lot of us, we like to wear many hats. You know what I'm saying? We want to do everything. We just want to, take over the world. Right? We got to be the best that we can be. We got to be the guy. We got to be the girl in every space that we are in. Right? So what's happening is we don't actually become consistent in one thing to be able to form a new habit because we're doing so much. Now, I'm going to tell you something. In this day and time, a lot of things that enable us to fall into this criteria, right, are these cell phones. Because these cell phones introduce so many different ideas on a daily basis all the time, whether you're looking at your cell phone or not. Y'all do know that cell phones run off of radio waves, right? Off of electromagnetic frequencies and vibrational frequencies, right? That literally are flowing through your brain at all times of the day, right? I tell folks, I see a lot of people, they walk around with these ear pods in their ear. These ear pods in their ear. Do you know that both of these ear pods are communicating with one another? There's a reason why you wear powered headphones. Don't you know those wireless pods are communicating with one another and they're sending different signals between each one through your head, through your brain when you wear them? So all these different things that are happening, some of you wear them at night and stuff like that, and you're wondering why you can't sleep well because you're wearing those things all the time. You walk around everywhere you go, and then when it's time for you to wind down, your brain is just everywhere, right? You can't seem to sleep because you're thinking so many different thoughts, and you're like, where's all of these thoughts coming from, right? All of these thoughts, where is it all coming from? Even sleeping next to your phone is a danger. Some of y'all fall asleep with your phone right next to you on your pillow, or you put your phone under your pillow, whatever, boom, 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 right? These things have signals flowing through them at all times. At all times. Let me tell you something. Take a cell phone and just put it up next to a speaker. Just take a cell phone and put it up next to the speaker and listen to the sounds that come out of the speaker. Those are the things that are going on in your brain when you put your phone up next to your brain. Those are the things, those are the signals that are flowing through your brain at all times. You'll hear zzz. It sounds like like an internet server going off, right? That's literally information being passed off. See what I'm saying? So we're wearing all of these different hats and have all these different ideas and things in our brains on a regular day, and it's confusing us. It's confusing the commands that we give out to the ether as to what we want. Remember, we're magnetic, right? We're magnetic. So when you're thinking of all these different things at the same time and you're wearing all these different hats, the universe is just going to keep throwing these things at you, right? It doesn't care whether you can handle it or not. It's what you're asking for. It doesn't care if you can handle it or not. This is the power that human beings have that we don't realize, right? Everything that comes to us, we attracted it some way, somehow. You see? So sometimes it's not about taking on new habits. It's about letting go. Letting go of the old ones. The issue, most cases, is not taking on the new habit. You can really take on whatever you want, but letting go of some of the old ones is the problem. You see? Letting go of some of the old ones. So what's the best way to let go of an old habit? I'm going to tell you. You ready? The best way to let go of an old habit is to form a new one in its place. One of the most effective ways to stop smoking is to start chewing gum. Start chewing gum. Right? You replace one habit with another. Hopefully the new habit you replace it with is better than the one prior, right? Right? Just so y'all know that's the goal here. The goal is not to replace the bad habit with a worse habit, right? With a badder habit. The goal is to level up and replace it with a good one. If you're learning something here today, push the like and heart button right now. Subscribe. If you're learning something new here today. Don't go from bad to worse. You could do bad by yourself, right? Right? You could do bad by yourself. Don't go from drinking to smoking. That's not what you want to do, right? You don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to go from being an alcoholic, right, to a smokeaholic, right? You kind of supposed to elevate. So, when you're forming these habits, you want to form healthy habits, right? Healthy habits. So let's delve into it a little bit more, right? Do it daily and give it time. Take it slowly, right? We kind of went over those, right? Next thing is keep a tracker. Keep a tracker, right? Now that tracker can be your buddy. It could be your buddy. It could be somebody that's, looking out. But then again, you don't want to always put, your destiny and your results, right? What's going to happen. You don't want to put that into someone else's hands. Major key, right? Right? They can assist you, but you don't want to put your progress. You don't want it to be contingent upon them at the end of the day. You want to get to a point where you have some sort of tracker for yourself, right? Something to where you can keep track of what you're doing. So in other words, if you're working out, right, you drop down, okay, I can only do 10 push-ups, right? Write that number down, right? Max out. How many push-ups can you actually do? Max out. How many jumping jacks can you do? How many squats can you actually do? Max out and write that number down, right? How much money can you make in a month? Write that down, right? Track it. How far can you run? Right? How many songs can you write? How many pages can you write? Whatever it is that you're trying to do as far as your new habit, write down the most you can do in one setting. Then what I want you to do is the next day, come back and see if you can add 1 point to that. 1. If yesterday you did 10 push-ups, today you're going to shoot for 11, right? You're going to shoot for 11 a day. I wrote, 3 paragraphs yesterday. Today, I'm going to do 4 paragraphs, right? The art of compounding. The art of compounding is major key. The art of tracking, major key. You can't compound unless you know where you've been. You can't compound unless you track. You have to know how much you're capable of doing so that you can track your progress, right? A lot of times we just jump into stuff willy-nilly. Oh, yeah, I'm going to hop on the treadmill. Okay, how long you going to be on the treadmill for? I don't know. I'm just going to start running. No, that's not it, bro. Sis. You got to treat this like the way you treat your finances, right? Forming new habits, you have to track, right? They say it takes about 16 days of consistency before you can actually form a new habit. And that's on the low scale, right? If you're really trying to do something and you're really trying to be efficient at it, you have to track it every step of the way. Why? Because when you start going backwards, you need to know what it is that triggered you to go backwards. The only way you're going to be able to pinpoint going backwards is if you know you're going backwards. A lot of us don't even know if we're progressing or not, right? Don't start working out until you figure out how much you weigh right now. How you going to know if you lost 30 pounds if you don't know where you started? You see what I'm saying? We be so lost in our goals and the things that we're trying to do, right? In order for you to form the habit to want to do it, you're going to want to see the progress, right? You're going to want to see and track the fact that you're actually having upward mobility. These are the things that actually motivate you to keep going and be consistent in wanting to do more. Track it. Right? This also prevents other people from coming in and taking you off course from your journey. Because when you have receipts, right? When you can track your results, that's a whole different story. It's like, hey, listen, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I started doing something differently, boom, boom, boom. Before that, I only made $1,000 this month, but the next month I made $2,000, $3,000, boom, boom, boom. You can track your progress. So can't nobody come in and tear down your dream. Can't nobody come and lie to you and trick you out of your dream, and trick you out of your upward mobility, trick you out of your blessing, trick you out of your new habits, your helpful habits, right? Can't nobody do it because you're tracking it and you can show proof. Now, guess what? Now you can influence other people, right? To be able to break their habits, their generational curses, and move on up, right? Because you can show results. You can show receipts of where you've been and where you are now. You see, major key. In order for people to want to be involved in what it is that you're doing, they're going to want to see some proof, right? So that tracking system is not just for you, it's for other people. So they can see how long would it take, right? So they can see what did you have to do to get to that level, right? So they can see, yo, this can be done. So they can understand the process of it. That the level up is in the actual program. It's within the actual movements, the day-to-day. It's within the consistency. That's where you became who you were. See? Let's keep it moving. Anchor your new habit. Anchor your new habit. What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you think anchoring your new habit means? I'm going to tell you. Anchoring your new habit means putting yourself in a position to where once you develop this habit, you won't let it go. You won't be able to let it go even if you tried, right? Even if you tried, you won't be able to let it go. When I was working a sales job, right? I'm still in sales, but former sales job. One of my old managers who was training me had told me, he said, one of the best things that you can do to keep you motivated is when you get to a certain level of financial status is to buy something that you know you have to work hard for to keep it there. I never thought about it this way, right? He was talking about like debt, like getting into debt, good debt, right? Debt that keeps you motivated, debt that's going to keep you at a level, right? If you know, right, that you, in order for you, like for instance, like if you wanted to buy a new car, right? If you know that this car is going to cost you $400 a month, right? For a lease or whatever it is that you're going to do, you're going to make sure that your financial status doesn't fall below the threshold that you can't maintain a car that costs $400 a month if it's a car that you really love, right? If your dream car costs you $400 a month, you're going to make sure you have an extra $400 a month for that car payment every month if you buying that joint, if you financing that car. See what I'm saying? Same thing with a habit. Same thing with a habit, right? If you know that, hey, listen, I love the way this dress looks on me. I love the way that these pants look on me, right? You're going to go and you're going to go buy those pants when you get to a certain size, right? And you're going to make sure that you try to maintain that size so you could always fit in those favorite jeans, so you could always wear that dress. It's going to motivate you to stay at a certain size and to stay at a certain weight. Some women use waist beads, right? Use waist beads because if you put waist beads on, you can tell when you're getting bigger or when you're getting smaller, right? You can track yourself. Right? You can anchor yourself in. You say, I got these waist beads at a certain size. Waist beads, you can't adjust them like that. Once you get them at a certain size, they at a certain size and you put them on, right? So with these waist beads, it helps women to monitor their weight and see how big or how small they're going to be. You see what I'm saying? So you're anchoring yourself into what it is, into whatever habit you're trying to form or to whatever habit you're trying to maintain, right? You have to put yourself in that position to where, you won't lose that motivation. Motivation is key, major key, right? People think, the waist beads is just about jewelry. No, it's also a tracking system for weight loss, right? If you know how to do it, right? So here we go. Be accountable. Number 6, be accountable. What does that mean? Being accountable. I know it's hard for the black community to figure that one out. Accountability, what's that? Accountability, right? Stop blaming people for where you are. Stop blaming people for where you are, right? You are in your body, right? Where you are is where you put yourself, period. It's where you put yourself, whether in this life or a past life. Like, oh yeah, I got it from my mama. Yep. It's where you put yourself. You are your ancestors. You're just gonna have to own that, right? You got to be accountable. You got to be accountable for where you are, right? Accountability is taking ownership of saying, hey, I put myself in this position. I'm the only one. I'm the only one who's feeding me as an adult right now. I'm the only one who's feeding me. I'm the only one who controls this body. Right? I'm the only one. It's just me. There ain't nobody else. Nobody's in control of me. I'm a full-blown adult now. Now, what happened to you when you were younger was not your fault. But as you get older, once you get to a certain age, right, it's your responsibility to fix it. Major key. Take accountability. Right? We're not going to spend too much time on that because that's exactly what it is. You're just going to have to do it. This ain't something that where you can bargain. This ain't something where you can compromise. You have to take accountability for where you are if you want to level up, period. Next, reward yourself. Reward yourself. What does a reward look like, right? What does a reward look like? I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to rewarding yourself, you must do this within measure and you must do this within mayat, okay? Too many times we see too many people rewarding themselves, right, for accomplishments and progress they did not make. Okay? if you know you ain't do what you had to do this week, right? What are you doing on the weekend in the club, popping bottles, celebrating, and you accomplished absolutely nothing? Black people are notorious for this. We party just for no reason whatsoever. We have no reason. We party just for the sunrise. We got day parties. The sun just came up. We partying already. Ain't done nothing for the day, right? Right? So this comes with a disclaimer with rewarding yourself, right? Reward yourself, but within measure, right? When it comes to eating, right? I'm a big advocate of this. When it comes to eating, right? We may have cheat days. We might have cheat days, right? One clean meal won't make you healthy, and one cheat meal won't make you unhealthy. But that one cheat meal can trigger a new habit of binging on bad food. That one cheat meal, right? So when you approach that cheat meal, you have to approach it with the mindset that I'm only going to have this one cheat meal. Don't you go on and have, today I'm just going to cheat all day. I'm just going to cheat all day. You know what? It's the holiday. I'm just going to cheat all week now. All week. Now you back in the hole. You back in the hole. I'm just going to cheat all week now. Thanksgiving coming around, I'll pick it back up after Thanksgiving. Oh, you know what? Christmas is here. I'll just wait till the new year. You see? You see how you can fall into that? So you got to be mindful. Some of us reward ourselves for work that we didn't do, right? We want to reap the benefits and bear the fruit of trees we didn't plant and seeds we didn't water. You see what I'm saying? There's always an excuse to party, right? At the end of the, make sure you got accomplishments, right? Make sure you got accomplishments and you did something. You achieved a goal before you decide to reward yourself, right? Coffee's for closers, Coffee's for closers. Close the deal. Job. What Kobe said? Kobe said, "Job's not done." They wanted Kobe. Remember when they wanted Kobe to celebrate during the playoff? He was like, "Kobe, you feel good? You gonna celebrate?" He said, "Job's not done." Kobe looked at him straight face. Ain't even crack a smirk. Like, what are you talking about? The job's not done, right? If you know your goal was 50 push-ups and you did 49, don't be crack, What are you talking about? You did 49. No, you didn't make it. Now, remove any obstacles. Remove any obstacles, right? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. For some of us, we create obstacles. You ever meet somebody and they got the best problem for every solution? You ever meet somebody who just creates obstacles and creates issues for themselves, right? And it's crazy because these people that create these obstacles for themselves, they always come to you for advice, which is really crazy. You know what I mean? They be like, I don't know why this keeps happening to me. All you can really say is, I don't really know why it's happening to you either. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like you, it just seems to happen to you often. Like, I can't call it. I don't know. You know what I mean? And like they creating these issues for themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever meet somebody that got mad haters that don't even exist? They always talk about haters. They don't even have haters. They just, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, you're just trying to create, you know what I mean? Nobody's hating you. Nobody cares, right? Whether you lost 5 pounds this week or you lost 10 pounds last week. Nobody cares, right? That's you. Nobody's as excited as you're going to be. No, they're not hating on you, I promise, right? They don't care, right? Your new little weave and all that, they don't care, right? How much money you make, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? What you eat don't make me, nobody cares. Right? Major key. Okay? Stop creating obstacles for yourself. Remove the obstacles, right? Stop bringing the negative people around you that you know that create obstacles for you. You see what I'm saying? Move around. Move around. Get in the right space. Get in the right environment so that you can cultivate yourself and really improve yourself. You see what I'm saying? Don't let them trick you. If you got to get out your house, get out your house, right? If you got to get out of your relationship, get out of your relationship. If you got to get out the hood, get out the hood. If you got to get away from your job, get away from your job. Whatever it is, you got to get away from your friends, get away from whatever you got to do to put yourself in that space. You might have to remove yourself from a space, right? So that you can grow. Because you staying in that same space is going to continue to make you sick. You will not be able to formulate new habits in the same environment. It just won't happen. You understand me? You're putting yourself in a space where you could potentially keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. This is why when you see people that are addicted to drugs and they go to a program, right? When they're addicted to drugs and they go to a program, when those people get out of the program, they don't send them back to the same city that they grew up in the same place that make them sick. They usually move them out of state, right? And the reason why they do that is because you can't stay in that vibration, in that environment, around the same temptations, right? You have to put yourself in a place where you can grow. Major, major key, okay? So when you look at all these different steps, right, of formulating a new habit, understand that all of these kind of have to work in tandem. This doesn't happen like in any specific order, right? They can show up at any time. The opportunity to capitalize on these different steps can show up at any time, and the things that you may need to do when you're forming your new habit. But what I want you to understand is that I think the main thing is when you're starting is to understand that you can't just jump right to the end. You're not going to just jump right in and start fucking lifting big ass tires like from the jump. Like it doesn't work that way, right? It's okay to have humble beginnings when you're forming a new habit. It's new. It's brand new, right? There's going to be pains that come with that, right? There's going to be a learning curve that comes with that. Take your time, right? Educate yourself in the matter so that as you move along and the new obstacles and the new challenges that come along, so that they don't take you off course, right? And have you lose confidence in what it is that you're trying to do and what you're attempting to pull off, right? Yes, there's levels to everything. No matter what it is, there's always layers. And I think a lot of time we're looking at the destination and not realizing the steps that we have to take to get there. So forming these habits, remember we was talking about thoughts last time, right? Now we're talking about habits, right? How your thoughts become words, your words, and these things become actions, and your actions become habits, right? These are the things that are going to evolve into your overall character, which is going to dictate your destiny, like we talked about yesterday, right? So we got to delve into each statistical category of what it takes to be our greater, higher selves, right? Us 2.0. What does that look like? Your habits got to be on point. What do you have a habit of doing? Are there some new habits that you think that you may need to adopt so that you can elevate, right? So that you can cultivate your consciousness to its highest degree. What habit is that? Can you identify that habit? Is there a habit that's slowing you down? Is there a habit that you could adopt? What is that for you? I don't know what it is for you, right? I don't know what that looks like for you. But ultimately, it's the same process. In order for you to form it, it's the same exact process, no matter what habit that is. That this plan, right, will help you to get to where you're trying to go. If this was useful to you, I want you to smash that like and heart button right now. Subscribe, sharing your groups. For those of you who would like to support the movement, we have the Cash App on the bottom and the PayPal. Also, We also have the Lighthouse store that you can go to and you can purchase merch. If you would like to purchase any merch from the Lighthouse store, this is the link here. Okay. We now have the new bracelets there. The link went up yesterday. Shout out to everybody that logged on and got theirs. Some of you guys already got the emails for the email blast. You were the first to know about the new bracelets that we have, the oil-infused bracelets. These bracelets give you the ability to put oil on the bracelet, and it will infuse through the day. Keep your chakras balanced. It comes with 7 different crystals on the bracelet. You can go ahead and order that now in the Lighthouse store, right? Aside from the classic Lighthouse membership bracelet, the meditation bracelet that we use. So go ahead and take a look at that. Lighthouse store is popping. That's the link on the feed right there. And I also have it in the description. So family, we have a trip coming up. I'm super excited about. We going to Iceland. If you want to be a part of this Iceland trip, hit your boy up. Hit me in my inbox, and I'll make sure that you get into the chat so that you can sign up for our Lighthouse travel team. You'll be able to go see Auroras Borealis with us. We're going to see the Northern Lights. Check out, that electromagnetic energy field over there. See what's going on over there. See what they line us about. We're going to pull up. You know what I'm saying? And these rooms are based on double occupancy, so you can buddy up with one of the people in the Lighthouse if you'd like. Or, if you want to bring your significant other or a friend or whatever, you guys can, buddy up and come on down with us. Lighthouse Travels. This is what we do. We international. You know what I'm saying? You can bring the babies or whatever. Do whatever you got to do. Get your passports. If you haven't already. Get your passports. Most of the people that was already in the Lighthouse that traveled with us to Egypt already had their passports and things of that nature. But if you haven't already, definitely delve into that now. You know what I'm saying? Get your passport now if you're trying to go with us in April. So, with that being said, I love y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to play this song again one more time for y'all. And listen, I might drop this song a little bit early because I know y'all like this song. Some of y'all want me to drop the song early? I know y'all like this. This one blood is mean. So I might have to drop it before the album drop and just make that one of the single releases if that's what y'all want me to do. I could probably have it up like next week or something. I just have to work on the mix and get it right. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, if y'all want me to drop that, I probably will do that within the next week or so. You know what I'm saying? Drop a new record for y'all. But with that being said, I love y'all. May the divine force in me, the divine force in you, may you manifest every heart's desire to the harm of none and to the good of all. I love you and peace.
Flow, Pinot Grigio, on a litty boat. Where your baby go? This nigga gotta find a Nemo ho. Here we go. Say she need a poke. I got a big ego. Why you toying with me? Calico, this nigga funny mo. Better finish your honeycomb. Celestial visits from an unknown. Always hovering above my dome. Lighting me and my brother though. Try to be modest, but I got it honestly. Nigga been putting in work. But you gotta acknowledge that woman beside you when she put butt on the skirt. Demographic of the people thinking that it's heaven after when we leave. Whatever happened to me, I never actually agreed. We spitting knowledge in degrees, reveal our minds in the dream. No wonder we building pies with a team. As the realest guys in the scene, yeah, I mean, the ancestors don't play about me. One blood, one blood, one blood. Oh, 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 oh. I suggest you keep the energy from all around me. One blood, one blood, one blood, one blood. The ancestors don't play about me. One blood, one blood, one blood. Oh, 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 oh. I suggest you keep the energy from all around me. One blood, one blood, one blood, one blood.
Electric slide across the galaxy. Peanut butter, Wale, Pele, leather fit so magically. Unchanged, pyramid rings, we move accordingly. Most importantly, to my ancestors as they rest in peace. Connect with my peeps as I speak life through these melodies. What can I say? So long way from catching felonies, just trying to get paid and get laid. That be my therapy in the shade. Pink lemonade cigar, that energy. Rest in pieces to every one of my foes and my frenemies. I hear your little chats in case you think it don't get back to me. I just level up and these toxic fucks be my remedy. A headshot for you and your boys, we call that the Kennedy.